Hello, my nudes. How's it going? I hope you're having a fun time. So, it was recently announced that a new Star Trek game was dropping. Not just a Star Trek Online expansion or anything like that, a whole new game set in the Star Trek Voyager time period called Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. The demo's just dropped. So, I thought we'd give it a go and see what our thoughts are. Is it Star Trek? Is it any good? Should you wishlist it? And more importantly, should you buy it when it comes out sometime next year? I think they hinted that it was coming out like for the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. So let's give Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown a well. Okay, I know very little about this game. I'm assuming we're gonna have to play it with mouse and keyboard, so we'll see what happens. You are the captain of the Federation starship U.S.S Voyager. Manage your ship and crew, plot a course through procedurally generated star systems, your unique ship build, and the... What? A new ship, a new crew, a new mission. Today we embark on a mission to locate the marquee vessel that has disappeared in the Badlands. My chief security, Tuvok, is undercover aboard the ship. I haven't received communication it's going too fast, ma'am. Badlands are treacherous, I can only hope you're safe. In the meantime, I have a starship to prepare for launch and a crew to assemble. Alright, first complaint. Subtitles are far too fast. Speaking of which, our final two crew members have just arrived. Ensign Harry Kim and Tom Paris. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the academy. Ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer. A former Marquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Marquis vessel. He looks like he's about 80. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talent, and the best damn pilot in the sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire Ensign. The Marquis? Wow, I heard a lot of stories about them. Relax, I was with the Marquis for only a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. For prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. She looks like B'Elanna Torres, but obviously B'Elanna Torres is Marquis, so he's on the Marquis ship. Just point that out. Into the Badlands. The Badlands is a treacherous region of space, where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? I wasn't exactly Marquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent Tetrion beam scanning us. And A displacement wave heading towards us. Incoming! A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges towards Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew has ever seen. With no time to analyse the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert, helm, evasive manoeuvres. No effect, the wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Aftermath. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? I feel like I'm reading to my niece and nephew. Damage report. There's crisps and biscuit crumbs and slobber everywhere, I suppose. Just. Major hull and deck damage, the transporters are offline, and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sickbay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to grey mode, and we're on reserves barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Okay, tutorial. Welcome to the tutorial. Click on the question mark icon. 1. On the left of the screen to revisit any tutorial screen. On controller, press D-pad left 2 times. Some additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay, but automatically appear in the tutorial list. Check out the new tutorial screens now. Okay, there. Ah, here we go. Activate the stellar cartography in the lower left part of the ship. To activate it, open up its menu by selecting the room and switching on the power supply. Switch on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but, what Harry is trying to stammer is we're not in the Badlands anymore. What is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Scan points of interest, marked with a white question mark, to reveal resources. Uranium. Oh, we needed deuterium. Now we can get deuterium. Navigate your ship by travelling to various locations. While travelling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. Different colours of the chance bar represent the possible outcomes. Excellent, dark green, and good, light green outcomes. More rewards like extra resources, morale increase, etc. Average, yellow, can include minor setbacks. And bad, orange, terrible, red. Outcomes provide low rewards and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Oh dear. Right, so we want to go there. 2 cycles. That course. Leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. Oh, I should read this first. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with sealed storage compartments. Alright, leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from the other parts of the ship. Well, we can only do that anyway, can't we? Or we can leave. Okay. 65% reward distribution. 458 total stored. Okay, so is that that's a game of chance, is it? Captain, we can now deactivate grey mode. Captain, ready to increase warp core output. The warp core is a reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you can produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. How does it say how much? Oh, okay, we've got 458 out of 1,000. That takes 5, and no, that gives us 5 energy for 1. Oh, that's locked. Okay, that's locked. Alright, so we can only go on tier 1 anyway. Well, energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now what about this thing? This array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanner's detected a marquee vessel next to it. Scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. What about the array? Several life forms on board, Captain. Is one of them Vulcan? I'm not sure, Captain. The signals are weak. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Mr. Paris, get us to a duranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. Okay, that had some. We don't know how much, but it's only 1 cycle, so we'll go there. Okay, we get a maximum of 61 on that. Or maximum that we get 61. Let's just see what happens on that then. We now have all the duranium we need. Engineering is standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Transporter back online. This is the Paris. Set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. Vincent, Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with matching skills for your away team. Well, we've got to choose them. Okay. Do we know what challenges? Okay, so it gives us recommended traits. Presumably these will go up as we get more experience and level up. Decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Oof, okay. Captain, we seem to have materialised in the middle of a cornfield. This place, it's eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Okay. Scan for signs. And he can look for... Okay, we can only do one thing at a time? Scan. Right. Harry and Tom use a tricorder scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on a porch of a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. Right, after a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued. Their skill and values are reduced. Their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How shall we approach him? Right, so Harry's lost a bit. We've got Tom. I think we'll go this one, and then we'll confirm that. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyse his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put his finger on why. It should be their finger. Sorry, the grammar nerd in me is coming out then. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. You can select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for a critical success. Golden part of the chance bar. Oh, okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find a marquee ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially that back wall. Okay, so we can do this and this. Tom's fatigued though. Well, we'll try it. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving away to show a bluish room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. These people must be missing Marquis. They are being held here. Captain, we must get them out of here. Wake up the tattooed man. Wake up the... Well, we can't use Tom, so we're going to use Harry. Harry sprints towards a half-Klingon woman, hoping to rouse her. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Harry can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Uh-oh. Did I do a boo-boo? Okay. What did it... I don't know if I want it or not. I'm confused. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her awaiting when Harry Kim unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Whoa, I'm back on Voyager. What happened over there, Mr. Kim? We lost contact with you for several hours. Hours? But we were just there, right, Tom? Tom? Seems like he's still on the array. I hope you have a hidden piloting talent because we're short. Captain, we're being hailed by the Marquis. Starfleet, I don't know what you did to our commander, but I can still ram this wreck into your precious starship. Ram us? One of our own is also missing. It would make sense to postpone the ramming until we're all accounted for. Does that sound reasonable? We're beaming over. Face to face. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of the Marquis crew is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Right, so that's Tuvok, but we don't know that yet. B'Elanna. Is that Sealer? I don't know. Don't play games, Starfleet. We're armed and ready to defend ourselves. Have they just swapped the woman that was there for her now? Is that why they look so similar? It's kind of a repeat. I wouldn't have it any other way. Glad to have you back, Tuvok. Likewise, Captain. Miss Torres, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate the Marquis. He got changed quick as well, didn't he? I never liked you, That's unsurprising. I assure you, I performed my Marquis duties to the highest standards. What's that? Rude. Wash your mouth out with soap. You win some, you lose some. Let's focus on bringing Mr. Paris and your commander back. His name is Chakotay, and we can't get back in that easy. They're sealed, and the communications are off. Lieutenant Tuvok, get down to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. Captain, the ship's status remains critical. Repair protocols are imperative. We require resources and the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support and secure core decks and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. Am I supposed to remember all of that? To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit on the corresponding deck. Each life support unit consumes energy to plan accordingly. $18 power. Where's power? Is that the... Okay. Life support restored on Deck 5. Captain Engineer Office is now accessible. And of course, it's a mess. We'll have to fix it before we can even use it. How long's a cycle? I mean, how many seconds, minutes? I don't know. It's not like a time. Until completion, it would be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and uranium. Okay, well, I've done a few. Oh, we're too far away. I don't might be able to do that one. We need to upgrade stellar cartography. No way we're gonna get that one. Okay. How long before engineering is repaired? Alright. Keep track of your resources in the main HUD. Deuterium, fuel that powers a warp drive. Uranium and tritanium, essential for construction and repair. Crew needed to operate key systems and rooms. Alright, so... dilithium. Deuterium. Uranium. Got no tritanium. Got no food. And we've only got 34 out of 50. It was 150 on the TV show. Run out. Go to the ship. How long? I don't understand how long a cycle is. Our cycles is 4. Can we travel somewhere then while we're waiting? Shall we do that? We'll go and pick some... That's a cycle away. We came across an abandoned mining station. The station is under lockdown and it seems to be damaged. The safety search. Right, so if we go there, then that's our 2 cycles for the repair of the engineering office, right? Oh. Okay. Building or repairing rooms, even clearing rubble occupies work teams. You'll be able to carry out several tasks at the same time. Obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's full food supply, maintaining physical endurance. This requires activating life support in that section first. Deck 2. Okay. Morale bar shows your current morale. The change to morale per cycle and icons indicating your crew's need. Open the overview. This is confusing. Your decisions in ship management, food, crew quarters, and events affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Oh dear. Life support restored on Deck 2. Captain, access to the mess hall is now possible. However, extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access the replicator rations again. Recycles. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. Ruined rooms must be cleaned to create room for residential sections. The ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you will first have to remove the remnants of the old, select the room, and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time, cycles, to pass the time and travel on the map. Okay. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. Well, I was going to do that here, and then you interrupted me rudely. Right. I collect probes for a safer, though less efficient collection. Risk to maneuver Voyager into the unknown cloud with the Bussard collectors. Take the risk. Go on. What could possibly go wrong? Bad. Hull was also -20. Bummer. Does that mean I can't do that again? No. Okay, we'll just go there. Alright, the mess hall's repaired. Oh. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to Replicator now. Replicator rations now will enhance crew well-being. With every cycle your crew consumes rations, you can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. Crews used to consume premium rations made by the Replicator. These increase morale but consume deuterium. We'll let them have premium food for now. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew. Alright. Now can we scan? Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down. Leave the storage. I think that was the only option we had anyway. Alright, we're full of deuterium. Can we scan that? Uranium. Do we need that? What's that one? Over here, isn't it? Right. So we'll get that. Okay. Just salvage. Maybe we should build some crew quarters now. It will do wonders for morale. To build new rooms, select the empty building space and bring up the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Every room needs a corresponding area to plan accordingly. Okay. The crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you'd like. Okay, can I... Oh, I can't build the second one then. Oh, cool. I've got a call. Hello? Oh, hello. Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain. It's the old man with the banjo. But his form is entirely different compared to how he appeared on the array. Hello, Banjo Man. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation Starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Appeal to his humanity. Tell us where they are. Try to intimidate him. Give them back. Let Taurus talk. Well, that's a worse option. Scan the array for Tuvok and Chakotay. We'll scan the array. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs of Chom and Chakotay. No sign of them, Captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? We'll try and say that. Tell us where they are. We are entrusted with their safety. Their families and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. I understand, but I had no choice. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honour a debt that can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. What kind of debt? Maybe we can help. Weren't you listening? It can't be repaid. All I can do is protect them. No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. It did have, though, enough time to play a banjo. We've been cut off, Captain. Rude. Damn it, we haven't gotten any closer to Paris and Chakotay. You managed to get something. You Starfleet don't know how to fight, but you sure talk good. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the towards the fifth planet of the neighbouring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Miss Torres? I wonder if she's going to go, blow it all up, blow it! Blow it! I don't like this any more than you do, but it'll be easier if we work together. Captain. Helm, set course for the fifth planet of the neighbouring system. Let's find our people. Okay. The sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system and then select a specific hole. Or POI, point of interest, to visit. This... Oh, okay. This one? How do I... No, don't know what I'm doing. How do I scan it? Okay, we can set a right button to scan. I don't think we probably can. Ah, okay. I'm guessing there, right? Oh, yes, because it's Ocampa. Although we're not supposed to know that. Okay, set course. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Oh, that does look nice. Say that, but that place, that was lovely. Let's see what we have here. A new lead. Following the Caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Tom Paris and Captain Chakotay perhaps being held in this place? makes this place so special? Right, do we check the energy impulses? Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I recommend an away team investigates the area. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. We're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we better hurry. Let's do a scan. Let's see what we can learn about this planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. However, there are settlements. Strange, but intriguing. We'll examine this world firsthand. Captain, a small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen, a peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Greetings, looking for something on this dusty old rock. Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix? Never seen a ship like yours? Let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard the story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the Caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The Caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide. But of course a guide needs a little, you know, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. Even though we might have to put the crew on emergency rations, though. It's a deal. Alright, what do I do now? How do I beam down? There we are. Do we go to the... engineering. Oh, hang on, while we're here, can we... This is the... transporter room. We're in silly. Main deflector. Aero shuttle. Transporter room. No. I'm confused. What do I do now? I don't want to do that. Getaway mission. Transporter room. That doesn't tell me how to get there. Oh, do I have to go and pick Neelix up? Is that what we're thinking? That wasn't it. I can't scan it. I've got a call coming in. Caretaker again. What a delicious meal, a culinary masterpiece. I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup. I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair pasta bowl is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Oh yes, your missing crew, right? Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot you'll find a Kazon Olga encampment. Kazon what? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they can be reasoned with. I thought you said that the Ocampa had our people. Well, the Ocampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Mage Jabin, the older leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favour. We should know about these Kazon Olga. Water's a precious commodity around these parts. The Olga, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy could go a long way. Very well. Prepare an away team and you'll accompany the Mr. Neelix. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Send away team. Okay. Recommended survivalist and innovator. Oh, we got innovator then. We don't have a survivalist, do we? So it's got to be... It's got to be Tuvok. I don't know who that man is. No, it's not Banana Torres, is it? The away team materialises in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry and sandy, and whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? So we can't do that, so we've got to do that. The away team pushes forward, battling the strong winds and low visibility. Finally, they emerge onto a ledge with a clearer view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Olga settlement. However, the wind is picking up, and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. I guess it's assuming that I took a different path earlier and I've got Paris instead of Tuvok. Design an intelligent set-out shelter to withstand a storm. Build temporary shelter from what you can find. Well, that'll work with both of them, won't it? And analyse the area and evaluate the best cover for the storm. What's good? 20, 30. Oh, don't tell me you have to do maths. That's got more than enough. The away team quickly gathers rock and wood, constructing a makeshift shelter. They huddle together as the sandstorm rages around them. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges, slightly battered but unharmed, and sets off in the direction of the Kazon settlement. Sometimes certain approaches in away missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Danger, Will Robinson. Okay. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Captain, okay, so that's danger, Will Robinson. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How shall we approach the people? Let Neelix do the introduction. Approach in a typical Starfleet. Approach intimidatingly. Oh, we'll let Neelix do it. Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Olga in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognise him, but their expressions are sceptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement, Jabin, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he had led us to believe. How shall we please them, Captain? Assure them you have no bad intentions. Demonstrate strength. Offer water in exchange for information about the Ocampa. We'll just do that. She's got more than enough. The away team offers Jabin water from the replicators. Fascinated by this technology, Jabin accepts the offer and becomes more receptive. He explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the Caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised Ocampa woman he is holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. When suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jabin and demands for the Ocampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Appease and carefully withdraw. Tactical retreat, run. Well, they've all got a secure the retreat phase, but we'll do this one. The away team raises their hands in a gesture of peace, slowly backing away, all choosing their words carefully to calm the angry Kazon. Jabin, though furious at Neelix's impulsive action, recognises the away team's intelligent attempt to de-escalate the situation. He allows them to retreat, though his eyes burn with anger. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued woman kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? My dearest Kez, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you'd come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the Caretaker. There is a tunnel, but The caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. How did you get out then? We may be able to transport through the barrier if we had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplified would be necessary. Oh, a transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Kez, can you help us once we've located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. Yeah, you're right, it is. I'm grateful. Now... Does she know about Caretaker? Then why does she come to the surface? What can you tell us about the Caretaker? For generations, he has provided the Ocampa with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he does it, or where he came from? No, we do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Kez, if it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, was unbearable. We were once the people who had full command of our mind's abilities. Kez, Mr. Lunix, I'm curious. How did you two meet? I met Kez while I was trading with the Kazon Olga. They enslaved her, but she was kind. Even to someone like me, I had to get her out. He visited, bought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologise, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Alright, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Kez? We'll go to sickbay and have you examined. I don't think we have a sickbay, Captain, but okay. Science lab? Sickbay, okay. Life support is on. Three cycles. Alright, so how do we do a amplifier thing? Do we do that in the transporter room? Upgrade? No, that's locked. Oh, workshop? I don't know. Oh, here we go, sorry. Read the instructions, Noodle. Repair and activate the science laboratory to research the transporter signal amplifier. Repair and activate sickbay. What's it? Science laboratory. I need more work teams. Okay, so what I can do then is pause the work on the room. Just to free up some people. No. To then repair that. Right. How many hours are we? 2 cycles. And 3 cycles. So we've got to bimble around for 3 cycles. Okay. We've done that one. Can we scan that? Deuterium. Do we need deuterium? We could do it a bit. Science lab's back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Researched. Is the sickbay online yet? I think that's got one more cycle, right? Yeah. Should we try that? Why not? Average. Okay. Oh. No else? I think it's too far away. Oh, we still gotta wait for, oh. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. Introducing the Doctor. With no other options available, Captain J might activate the Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Kez. There's no need for concern. I'm capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes. Nothing I can't handle. You're in the most capable hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best, Captain. I'm programmed for optimal medical care. What else would I do? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a patient to attend to and sickbay to reorganize. Right, so we've got 2 cycles, so come out of that. We'll go. Access the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade rooms, unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade of tier 1 or of a technological category. Unlocking a new tech costs research points. Research points are produced by active science labs but can also be gained as rewards in away missions. The blueprint... Look. Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we'll need to repair the workshop. Okay. No free quarters for you lots. We'll do that one, see what happens. I'll be averaging it. How are we doing? Uranium. We haven't had any tritanium yet. Oh, protectory. Alright, so from that we can go to hull reinforcement. From that we can't go there yet. Do the workshop yet, crew. I'll do that. I'll do that. So we can do that. Let's do that. Alright, workshop's repaired, so we can start building it now. Recycles. I've been there. Can we go again? We've got time. No. Okay, I'll do that after I've done my stuff. Leave me alone, Tuvok. Scan the anomaly from a safe distance. Conduct a detailed analysis. Right, so obviously we need cares. And then it's... anyone? Wilson. It Neelix. And then I don't know whether to do... I think we'll do Tuvok. Materialising near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they reach for their weapons but hesitate. Careful, shouts one of them. Don't let them butter you up. Captain, the Kazon seem to be more cautious this time, but they're still ready to attack. What are our orders? Attempt to negotiate safe passage using your previous diplomatic success to build trust. Yeah. The away team approaches the Kazon and reminds them of their previous peaceful interaction. The Kazon, though still suspicious, are persuaded by the diplomatic efforts of the away team and retreat to avoid getting into a firefight. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance. Using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. The away team deploys a transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves through the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team. Glowing in a warm white light and littered with patches of green, the Ocampa city. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa city, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How should we proceed to find Tom and Chakotay? I'm going to knacker you a bit more, Kez, sorry. Kez approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance in locating the missing Tom and Chakotay. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members awake but disorientated, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Chakotay instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. A message from Captain Janeway cuts through the joy of the reunion. The Caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. We need to get out of here. Lead the away team through the collapsing tunnels, clear a path through any debris or... The away team clears a path through the collapsing tunnels, using a phase to blast away debris and create a safe passage. They dodge falling rocks and collapsing ceilings, ensuring everyone escapes safely. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier, the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. Stabilize transporter signal by adjusting the frequency and modulation. Analyze the tremors interference patterns and recalibrate the transporter. We'll use both of that. The team analyzes the tremors interface pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back on Voyager. Unexpected allies. Back on Voyager, Tom Paris breathes a sigh of relief, while Chakotay eyes his Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis commander struggles to understand this sudden alliance. Cheers. Captain Chakotay, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway. And Mr. Paris, it's good to have my pilot back. I bet the guy that sat there, this guy in the front who got blown up, is a bit miffed on hearing that. I mean, I would be livid. What? No champagne? Not even the replicated? I'm Commander Chakotay of the Maquis. Torres, what's going on here? Long story, Chakotay. Short version, we're stuck with Federation sycophants in the Delta Quadrant. And we share a common goal. Getting back home. Anything you learned on the planet could help us. Ask if you know why they sent to Ocampa. Ask what they learned about the Ocampa. Ask if they learned anything about the Caretaker. What can you tell us about the Ocampa? Naive, friendly, they don't get out much, and that's good because they wouldn't survive. Apparently they've been living underground for longer than anyone can remember. That's true, our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the Caretaker opened up a deep chasm and led us underground. Any idea why? They mentioned warming. The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day the Caretaker appeared and built our city, and since then he has provided for the Ocampa. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok? There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. We'll say that 3 times fast. The Ocampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The Caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cause such devastation to render a planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess, I do not know, Captain. Did you learn anything about the Caretaker? They say he's been acting out of the ordinary lately, abducting people. And he increased their power supply to half a decade. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something. But what? The caretaker mentioned that you might be what he needs. Can you make sense of that? He woke up covered in scabs. We woke up covered in scabs. The Ocampa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before. He also mentioned others with the same disease, but they didn't last. They died? I want you both in sick bay now. It's maybe a bit late for that. Captain, the condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it, rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate, a few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately, though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Ocampa with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Ocampa for millennia. Why the sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. The Doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker is enacting measures to safeguard the Ocampa for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, a compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe that the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Prepare and activate shield generator. Phaser control. Shuttle bay. Torpedo on. Shield generator. And repair and activate phaser control. Can we do that at the same time? Okay. And what about... do we have enough people? Don't think... no, not enough people, alright. How long does it look like? 2 cycles. 2 cycles, okay. Go back here. Torpedoes. Let's start that again while we're not doing anything else. bit, I suppose. Ah. Captain, I need to address the lack of quarters. Many are sleeping in the corridors and morale is suffering. I suggest building new quarters so people can sleep in their own beds. Should we try track to beam again? Oh, I don't like the look of that. Alright. Didn't quite mean to do that, but that's okay. Right. In current technology, looking at the wrong things. Okay, let me pause that. And then... through... Jesus. What are we gonna do with that then? What's that? Toilet, can we put toilet in? Maybe 20. Oh, we did that one. Can we go on that? Alright. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show this quadrant what we're really made of. Rolling up the Caretaker's row. And we pause down that one. Can we do that now? Oh, no. It has to be a block of 2. Well, that wasn't clearly explained to me. Might as well restart that one then. Right, let's go blow some stuff up, eh? We'll pick it up. Nice. Okay, so we got full geranium. Three-quarters of our deuterium. Well, we don't need uranium, so let's put that. Right, we need more quarters. If I do this one, no, because that's going to be 2 there and then... Alright, we'll have to do it on this day then. That one? Okay. Captain reached our destination. Orders, continual, blow stuff up. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have our marquee raider manned. You'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the Kazon have to say first. Wait, is that Tori's did to it? Just come back to the Starfleet officer again. Back for more, are you? Don't think your silk tongue will work this time. All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. Oh, I'm sure you have another fancy speech prepared for the entity, but I won't allow it. We have no dispute with you. Of course not. You'd rather talk your way into getting what you want. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. I'm not as gullible as you think. The array's power is mine. Javin, we can discuss this like two civilized. He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbols to select new heroes. Okay. Right, well, it's got to be Paris. And then it's got to be... I'm going to say shield hacking. And then I'm going to say... key maneuver. Let's see what happens there. Oh, got that. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically. Torpedoes manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy. Orders. Right, okay. Order. What are your orders? Alright, tutorial's paused. Order your ship to try and attack or defend. Playing requires an enemy engine to be damaged while surrendering +5 and resources in... Right. Weapons. Can we do that yet? Action. So the hero's abilities can be activated either by selecting them with the mouse or by pressing the number keys. A blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until it's ready for use again. Okay. Torpedoes have to be fired manually, shift key or trigger on a controller. They are very powerful, causing great damage. However, their effect is negligible against shields, so make sure you fire from the right angle. So shift. Or we could just get Harry to hack. What happened there, but I'll take it. That went better than expected. Yes, Caretaker, it did. It absolutely did. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I have called for reinforcements. This array will be mine! Alright, Chapman, steal. Then I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Oh, hail he array. Wrong pronouns, Janeway, wrong pronouns. Well, aren't you persistent? Down, 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 pound, banjo. We need you to send us back where we came from. Impossible. I've barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Ocampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. You must let go of the Ocampa. Did you ever consider allowing the Ocampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up, they need challenges. Maybe the Ocampa is stronger than you think. Something you did turn their planet into a desert, didn't it? That was the debt that could never be repaid. We were explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would devastate their atmosphere. Two of us were chosen to stay behind and care for them. Two? Where's the other? She went off to look for more interesting places. Ah, there's another one. You dragged us into this. You need to send us... Captain, Jabin wasn't buffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array's systems to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left for the Kazon. They will annihilate the Ocampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him. We'll be stranded. Please protect the Ocampa. What is right and what is easy? The Caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert, crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Ocampa defenseless. Or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, The Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control system to send us back? Destroy the array. Access the primary control systems to return home. Now we know in the TV show they destroy the array. I kind of want to see what happens if I do that. We'll destroy it. We're never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Ocampa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvok, ready to try cobalt devices. Do we have any? What are you doing? The array's already way out of there. You can't. I can. I will. Try cobalt devices ready, Captain. Fire. And it's the only time you see try cobalt devices in the whole of Voyager, I think. We'll find another way home, I promise. Who do you think you are making the decision for all of us? It was the right decision, the Banana. The Ocampa, they reminded me of our people. We were fighting a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Ocampa deserve that too. 70,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great, now I'll definitely miss my next Outmeet review. A misbehaviour review should not be your primary concern at the moment, Mr. Paris. Thanks, Tuvok. Hadn't thought about that. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Voyager's hull can be damaged in combat. Dialogue, spatial phenomena, or if the main deflector is offline. If the hull integrity reaches 0, Voyager will be destroyed and the game is over. Hull doesn't regenerate by itself. To repair the hull, assign a work team in the engineering office. Where's it? Right, so we've pulled that. Got emergency quarters ready. Well, are we putting some distance between us and them? Looks like it. "70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together, Commander. Your decision didn't win you any friends, Kazon, McKee, and Starfleet, but I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on one ship, stranded in the Delta Quadrant, fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The McKee are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside and work together, to coexist." Coexist? Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's First Officer. First Officer? You're willing to trust the Marquis with that responsibility? I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning, a chance to forge a new path. A chance to forge a new path together. Neelix? Kaz? You wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies, water, medicine? Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much want to be a part of your journey. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, you haven't lived until you've tasted my Angelabusque. But more than that, Captain, I can be a morale officer, keep those smiles bright on this long voyage home. I have a feeling you'll need that. A guide, a cook, and a morale officer. That's quite an offer, Mr. Neelix. And Kez, what about you? What do you hope to gain from this journey? I want to see the galaxy. There's so much out there I don't know. So much to explore and discover. Perhaps this journey could help me understand my own telepathic abilities better, learn more, develop them. I also want to help. After the doctor cured my wounds, I realise I want to help people too. Maybe I could learn from him, assist in sickbay. I think the doctor would be glad to have you. Very well then, welcome aboard. Captain, you might want to see this. Looks like we've stirred up a little trouble. In a good way, I think. Unexpected guests. A sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabin sparked a massive escape from the Kazon slave camp. Janeway wastes no time ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed on board. Felix is surprised to find another Talaxian, Zubayan, who was captured while exploring the Ocampa landscape. Gratefully, he joins the growing crowd of survivors seeking the Doctor's care, plus 13 crew. We're alone in an uncharted part of the galaxy, ripe for scientific discovery. We face the unknown with open minds, eager to explore and learn. To survive, we must work together as one crew. As the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we'll continue to chart new territories and unravel the secrets of this region. But our objective is to return home. 75 years is unacceptable. We will innovate. We'll seek out shortcuts and new technologies. We will forge alliances and confront those who stand in our path. We will adapt. We will prevail. We will not rest until we reach home. Well spoken, Captain. Mr. Paris, you've proven yourself a skilled pilot and a valuable member of this crew. I hereby appoint you as our flight control officer. For the first time in my life, I don't know what to say. Perhaps a state you would like to embrace more frequently from now on, Lieutenant Paris. Lieutenant Paris has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey Harry, I bet your own promotion is just around the corner. The shade. Oh boy, imagine me becoming a captain one day. Very well, gentlemen. As first official act in your new position, Lieutenant Paris, set a new course. We're flying home. Captain, you've reached the end of the demo. You've made the brave choice to destroy the Caretaker's array, stranding your crew far from home for the greater good. The real adventure starts now. Add Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown to your wish list, and be ready to continue your mission when the full game launches. Thank you for playing. Okay, so that was the demo of Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. Now, I've got to admit, I didn't really know a lot about this game, and when I saw in a review, while I was looking for what sort of game it was, they called it a roguelite. Not familiar with them at all. because they're not something that I'd normally play. But with it being a Star Trek game, I've obviously got to give it a go, and it's free, so it was going to happen anyway, right? I quite enjoyed that. It was a bit more involved than I'm used to. Normally I play FPS and stuff, so it's build a weapon class, go and use weapon class, shoot things. When I've played Star Trek Online, I haven't really enjoyed the combat aspects of it because of the control system that you use for combat. This didn't really get a chance to use it that much. I think that would be my one bugbear. I don't like the way that these things kind of do combat. I like the idea of crafting with the decision tree, so you can change where you're putting resources and things like that, and having to top up everything. The amount of text is a lot, especially with no voiceovers. I understand why they've done it, but if you're not a fan of reading, then this could be quite problematic. And when the text started at the beginning, I got no chance to keep up. There was no pause or anything. It was just automatically scrolling itself. So I missed half of what was going on in the introduction. Graphics are lovely. I do like it for the ship stuff. When you're doing the away missions, I mean, the art style's okay, but it would be nice to have a bit of animation in there or something. And also, the characters aren't reflecting the characters that you choose in the away team, so it kind of seems pointless in a way. Maybe you could just have some kind of overview screen or something. You don't need a big oil painting taking up half the screen, you know? One big bugbear I had was the cursor. It's big. It's also white. It gets in the way sometimes. And when you're scrolling around the ship, it's not necessarily that intuitive. You're clicking on rooms you don't want to click on. Zooming in and out is not that accurate. And trying to get from one side of the ship to the other is also quite difficult. But it's in beta. They've got time. Hopefully they'll look at some of these reviews and take feedback. I mean, that's what a demo's for, right? And I'm sure you've seen through the gameplay at the top right of the screen, it is a demo and it doesn't necessarily reflect what the actual gameplay will be like. So they've got tweaks. They can make tweaks. I'm sure they're taking copious amounts of data from the demo to figure out what people are able to do and not do. There might be frustrations with. Would I recommend it? The demo, yes, absolutely. Get it on Steam, play it, brilliant, love it. Would I recommend the full game? Yes, with a caveat of depends on what the combat system is going to be like when it's fully fleshed out. I didn't get enough of a flavour of it in the demo to know whether it was something I'd get on with, and also I don't know how much combat's going to be in the game. There was quite a lot in the TV series, so we don't know how much of Voyager this game is going to cover, whether it's just like the first season or whether it's going to go right the way through all 7 seasons. And that's all a bit hush-hush at the moment. But yes, I did enjoy it. It's very good. And I would definitely check out the demo. I'll leave a link in the description so you can take a look at it yourself. And let me know in the comments if you've tried it and what you think of it. And if you could be any character from Star Trek Voyager that appeared in this demo, because otherwise everyone's probably going to say 7 and 9, right? So if you could be any character from Star Trek Voyager that appeared in the demo, which one would you choose? I'll leave my answer in the pinned comment. So that was my playthrough and review of Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown demo. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, my nudes, don't play the array up. Just go home, alright? Just go home and put your feet up and have a nice cup of tea. Have a good one.